everyone. This is Joe Riggio, your host of Socially Joe. As always, I welcome you to my show, and this is episode 34. I am here with my guest today, Sylwia Ok, from Sylwia Ok Photography, and I met her through some great networking events, and she is a wonderful person to know. So with that, I'm going to bring her on right now. So Sylwia, give us a little brief bio on yourself.
Oh, good. Thank you so much, Joe, for having me on your podcast. This is my very first podcast recording, so I'm so thrilled to be on your show. My name is Sylwia Ok. It's not okay, although this is how it's spelled. And I'm with Sylwia Ok Photography. I'm a commercial and fine art portrait photographer, and my studio is located in Lakewood Ranch Corporate Park.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit more about yourself. Like what more background on you.
Yeah, well, I am a master photographer and certified professional photographer. So I'm very skilled with lighting, with posing my clients. And I've been doing a lot of commercial and residential projects. I'm working with businesses. I help my clients with magazine quality images for their social media, for their websites, business headshots, probably the most requested thing. And I also work with families. I love creating beautiful wall art pieces, conversational piece that, families probably displaying on their wall. So I'm creating masterpieces for families and beautiful albums. I'm also a member of Manatee Chamber of Commerce and Lakewood Ranch Business Alliance, and I've been involved heavily with professional organizations in photography industry. I'm a member of Professional Photographers of America, Florida Professional Photographers, member and treasurer for Bay Professional Photographers Association. I feel like being involved in those groups makes me the person who I am right now. And it's not just the skills, it's also a business side of me.
And just really briefly, didn't you just say the other day you uploaded some photos to a, some kind of competition or contest or something?
Yes. PPA, Professional Photographers of America, are doing annual international print competition, and that's like a Super Bowl of all print competition for photographers. So if you actually speak with some photographers who are involved with the print competition, they probably glued to their computer screens for the last 4 days. And that's actually, it's a competition, but you're not competing with other photographers. You're actually competing with your skills, with yourself, because each image is judged independently, and they give you a score. So far, 3 images that I submit scored merit, and 2 of them got into loan collection, which is the highest possible. And I'm still waiting for one more result. So we'll see. Finger crossed.
Okay, I can't wait to hear that you brought home the trophy.
I know. Actually, if this scores a merit, then I'll have, I think, a gold medal. I'll be a gold medalist from this competition. And it's not really competing, as I said, with other photographers. It's really about developing your skills and becoming a better photographer.
That is awesome. I love it. So how long have you been working in this industry, and what brought you into photography?
Oh, goodness. I've been in business for 9 years, but have been photographing and found myself into photography about 15 years ago when I got my first DSLR. At that time, I was a full-time student at Art Institute of Pittsburgh, and my husband got orders to Kodiak, Alaska. So we moved to Kodiak. And my plan was just to finish my degree. And somehow, within 4 months, things just kind of progressed, and opportunity arose. And I opened my business 5 months later. I never regretted the part. I actually, at some point after 2 years, I withdrew from the schools because I thought that continuing with education plus running a business, I had to give up one thing. And to have a successful business, and especially like photography, you don't really need to have photography degree. You do have to have a great business mentor and photography mentor, and I kind of shift my gear into that direction.
Nice. So if you had to go back in time, what was the one thing you wish you had known that you could have known when beginning this career?
Yeah, well, something that I already mentioned, finding a great business mentor, it's probably the most important part, like in any business. Like if you want to start and go into entrepreneur route, having great business coach, it's something that it's worth investing in. And I'm so grateful that I found great, not just photography mentors, but also business mentors. And I highly recommend to find one if other photographers are not working currently with mentors.
Nice. So what is your favorite business-related and or personal development podcast or book? And you better say Socially Joe for podcast. No, I'm just joking.
Well, as a business owner, I always feel like, there's never enough of business education, like business coaching, and there's just so many great podcasts. I did listen to most of yours already. And it's I subscribed, so it's popping up every single time you posting a new one. But other ones that I subscribed and I love listening, and I highly recommend for any business owner, not just photographers. It's Building a Story Brand with Donald Miller. It's all about story brand and how to create your brand so your client will love you, not just what you create, but you will make yourself a better business owner. From personal development, I love Jay Shetty on purpose. He is a genius as far as personal development. I just went through his 20-day challenge with meditation, and it's just amazing how much your mindset is changing to having, such a strong person showing you how to live your life better. I also like Portrait System, powered by Sue Bryce Education, and that's a podcast that it's done for photographers and very inspirational about other photographers, how they're doing their business. I love Business Boutique with Christy Wright, and there's one local podcast too, sort of podcast. I subscribe to Video Lattice, done by Excellence Performance Coaching Team. And I know that you, a few weeks ago, had Mitch Lamazov on your podcast. So he is in charge of it. Tony's sending daily motivational videos to my email box every single day. And it's so worth subscribing. I love, having that, power thing in the morning and just watch him or even listening to him. And the second part of the question was books, right?
Yep.
For books, I think all the books by Donald Miller and his story brand, you can't go wrong with this guy. And during the last photography conference that I attended in Nashville, Imaging USA, I saw Vanessa Van Edwards. And oh my goodness, that lady is amazing. I got her book. It's called Captivate, and it's amazing. It will give you so much depth into how to be better with talking and networking with other people, how to actually get to know other people better and have them love you. So I highly recommend Captivate by Vanessa Van Edwards.
Nice. I was writing all these books down in podcasts because I'm going to check them out too.
Yeah, I can send you a list if you want.
It's always good about learning new things. So since you are an expert in lighting and visual content, what would you give as a few tips to our listeners on how or what looks best when taking a selfie or while being on a Zoom conference call because of COVID now?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I feel like because of the COVID, and we are now all pretty much converted our meetings into virtual world, it's very important to have your brand, because your face, how you portray yourself, it's your brand. So, and it's not just business headshot, it's also selfies, what you're posting on your social website or social media accounts. But with Zooms, it's so important to be lit well. And so whoever is at the Zoom meeting with you, know and see exactly who they're speaking to, and they can connect you better. So one of the biggest tip for everyone is to, if possible, make sure that you're sitting in front of the good light. If you're sitting behind the light, you're going to be seen as a silhouette. If that light is coming from either left or right side, then you're going to accentuate all the wrinkles, and it's not really the most flattering side of the lighting. The same goes with the lighting that goes underneath your chin. If you have a light that it's positioned too low, then you're going to have very deep darkness on your eyes. So the best way is to sit in front of the window, and I try to kind of maneuver around my house when I have a scheduled Zoom meeting and find the best possible light. Northern light, a northern window is usually the most preferred. It's the most stable throughout the day, but any window would work. And being in front of the window, in front of the light, it's probably the key to the great lighting. And the same goes with the selfie.
I was going to say, I know you want to have the window, you're looking outside the window, not the window behind you, because I've done that more than once myself.
Most people do, and they don't, realize that their face is not well lit, so nobody can really see them.
That's true. So what's your best advice for someone who wants to get started in their own creative photography business?
Oh, gosh. I think finding a great business and photography mentor, it's probably the key. I see a lot of photographers who are starting, when I got my first DSLR, I'm going to go back to 15 years ago. As soon as I got that DSLR and I went outside, I was taking some random pictures. I was not a pro by no means, but in other people's eyes, they saw me as a professional photographer already, which is not the key. But anyway, so business mentor, and if you really want to be a successful photographer and business owner, business mentor is the key. And there's so many great educators and mentors in our industry. I would probably recommend Megan DiPiero and her Facebook group, Rise to the Top, exceptional mentor and educator, and Subrice education platform for great resource in both business marketing, lighting, and posing. So yeah, there's so many great, we are so spoiled these days with online education. Back in the days, I had to go to the library and study and read books, and there was no YouTube at that point and no online website, internet resources as we do have right now. So we are very spoiled and fortunate.
I don't know what you're talking about. YouTube is not the library? No, I'm joking. So what is one common myth about your profession that you want to debunk?
Well, first, I would take better pictures if only I had a better camera. I hear that all the time. I was at that point, I realized very quickly that it's not really about the camera, it's about who takes those images, because once you have those skills, you can actually take great image with your iPhone, and sometimes you might even get maybe not better than from DSLR, but close enough. And but yeah, that would probably be the biggest common myth. Also, all you need to be successful as a pro is a talent. That's what I thought in the beginning, that if I have my skills, up notch, then I'll be successful. And also really going back to the business side, it's really about how you run your business and not about your talent and skill. Also, this is also important to get good clients and be consistent with your work.
Okay. I was thinking more of the debunking with, how people say that magazine cover was photoshopped.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Well, and that's another thing. Photoshop, it's just another